What's up guys, Interior here with Mercurial Gaming, bringing you a new video about some simple building tips for early game. I've seen some guys out there that are building just huge, incredible, beautiful structures. Pilgrim's Project, Vet Life, these guys are doing some really cool stuff. But it leaves some of the rest of us that maybe aren't as good as building wondering, how do you start building? So I'm going to show you guys a quick, easy, efficient starter base to get you guys started until you can start experimenting with the bigger stuff. But first, a message from our sponsor. Just kidding, I don't have one. Okay, so what I did here was I found a little spot on the meadows. I flattened some stuff out so that I could quickly show you guys a couple of examples of where to start. So one of the first tips I can give you with building a base is try to build it near water. As you start exploring, you will thank me later. Having a ship within easy reach of your base is just a huge time saver. So most of us have probably started out with something like this. I know probably the first time I tried to build a tool bench, it said I needed shelter, so I immediately built the wall and tried to throw a roof on it. This is a super simple, just easy starter base. It's just 2 roof tiles on either side. What we did was we put a fireplace just to the outside because experimenting with the roofing can be a challenge. So I just plopped the cook fire down. I built a box around it, went up one high, put a roof with a vent so that the rain doesn't get it, and that's all you need. So it's 1, 2, 4 wide with a cook fire stuck off the edge of it. Don't even need a door. We've got a simple deerskin rug, the bed, and the tool bench. And I believe this gives us a comfort level 5, but the comfort level is going to give us a rested bonus. The rested bonus is going to help us regen health and stamina when we're out and about. So shelter, cozy, resting, health regen plus 200%, stamina plus 300. When you're rested, it's 50% and 100%. This makes a huge difference when you're out exploring. So what I did was I took this little shack, and this is about as far as you can go before you beat the first boss. So this will get you through. Got a simple chopping block and a tanning rack out there. So that's basically maxed out for the first boss and the meadows. Then once we get into the Black Forest, we can start playing with the Bronze Age. It's going to give us a couple more advancements to our workbench, as well as the forge. So this is a nice, simple 4x4 structure, basically. I got a little carried away and threw down a bunch of deer rugs, just kind of, I thought it looked cool. So what I did was I've got a 2-wide stove, again, off to the side. You can put more than one cooking station in there. You can also eventually put your cook pot in there. And then I just did some decoration. So it's nice, it's roomy, and it's got a comfort level of 9. So the comfort level is the fire, the bed, the shelter, the table, chair, and a banner with the rug. It's about all you need. Once we get outside here, we can pop down some of the forge and workbench enhancements outside so that it doesn't clutter up the inside of the house. To make this window is very simple. I like a 1.5 tall structure. It's not too claustrophobic like the starter base, and it's just some simple framing. So 1.5 is a half wall and a full wall. Just remove the full wall and frame it off with some of the beams, and you got yourself a nice little window. Of course, you can dress it up a little bit more. So what I did over here was try to make it a little easier to see. Of course, you can add some dressing and really spruce up the place, but this is the structure without the panels so that we can easily see how to make it. So we can see the structure is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Call it 6 wide because the fireplace is technically outside. But I thought the framework really showed how easy it was. So we've got a couple of 45s, 2 26s, and then just straight back down with the same design, except for when you get over here, you're just gonna go back up and out. And that will give us this nice little woodshed with the smoke coming out so we don't suffocate. Whenever I'm building, I always try to start with the frame. So I'll start with a roof line and then a simple framework. So the reason I used 2 wide fireplace is once you get to the swamp and you get to iron, you'll be able to start making these hearths, and they're a lot nicer. But I know they fit into a 2x2, so I can use the same base as I was and just replace that and get a better fire in there. Okay. So nice and easy to start off with. Once we've got our frame down, we're just going to snap in the posts. So I've got my frame plus a 1x post. So just so you can see what it looks like with the actual walls going in, you're just going to hit all your snap points. Nice and easy. The corner pieces can be a little trickier. Let's see if I can zoom in a little. You're just gonna wait till it snaps in. Just kind of try to line it up. Once it's in, switch it to the 26. And then give it a flip. Nice and easy. Back to our 45. Finish it with 2 walls. And we're done. As you can see here, I basically just extended this by 1 meter and ran another frame with a little bit of dressing. You can also leave the top panels open if you want some additional kind of window looks. And then right here, all it is a nice simple gate. The doors to me are too small. They're just one tall, and it's very claustrophobic. I think the gates give a nice open look. We're just gonna flip that around. And now we've got a gate. Once I put the floor in, I will remove these beams so that you can just walk straight in. You can also snap stairs on there, nice and easy. Roofing is just as easy. I didn't even use the actual roof tiles for this, so we're just gonna start at the top. Nice and easy. Take the 26, and these will snap together even if you don't have the beam. Nice and easy, straight across. Then back to our 45s. And I'm always just aiming towards the last one I placed to get that snap point. Right there. And in there. And then I'm just going to finish off this wall real fast. So again, I'm just going to aim for the left side of what I just placed all the way around. The reason I decided to leave this wall straight and this wall notched out is it really helps sneak some chests in and give you a little bit more open space. You can also build these up vertically using 1x1s and a shelf. You always kind of want to think vertically. So that's it, nice and easy, and that's all you got to do. Flooring, just as easy. For a kind of nicer look, if you rotate these 90 degrees every time you put one down, it's going to give kind of a tiled floor look instead of just some wooden planks. I think it just adds a nice little additional touch. Like that. Once we get over here, it's basically the same thing. Just add your roof tiles in. And then for the fireplace, you can do whatever you like. I kind of like the little window ledge because when you put the hearth in, it kind of looks like a little mantelpiece. But if you don't, you can always take it out for ease of access, whatever you want. But it's just a couple ideas to get you going. Once you get to the Black Forest, you can use the pine wood or core wood to make a very easy too tall wall. The core wood is also much stronger with the integrity of it. So as you can see, anything that is attached to the ground is usually blue. So you can see the ground's not perfectly level under there. But everything that's giving you the blue piece is going to be more of a foundation. It's the strongest you can have. And then as you go up, things will start to weaken. So green is good. See how that's got a little bit of a yellow in there. And then once we get all the way up to the top, we've got some orange, yellow. and some red pieces. Once it's red, you can't hang anything else off of it. But you can see this one's got more of a central fireplace. So I just framed it off with the wooden core wood, the wood poles. Made a nice little 4x4, or 4x2 rather. And then I ran those supports all the way across. That's going to give me a nice, strong foundation. So you can get a little, you know, adventurous with it. So this one's got an upper, and again, you can see that I just put a wood pole on top of a wood pole and ran it across the top for our structure. And everything's nice and solid mostly. Not sure why those are yellow. Sometimes you got to rip the piece out and pop it back in, but for the most part, instead of finishing it off as a solid wall, I just knocked out again 2 gates and just built straight out. Nice little porch, easy peasy. Now, if you're on a multiplayer game and you're trying to stash some things away, you can get creative. So basically inside my chimney, I've got a little secret spot. I got 2 chests back here, and no one even thinks about trying to go through the fireplace, or the fact that this is one space longer, and then I can hide some stuff in there. So I don't want to stand in here because this is where all my smoke goes, but you can just pop the panels back in when you're done. No one will think twice about it. Last but not least, I'm sure at some point you guys are going to start exploring with the building. The nice thing about this game is whatever you break down, you get back. You never lose any materials that you put in, so don't be afraid to experiment. But some of these corner pieces can get a little tricky if you're not sure what you're doing. So with this one, I just went ahead and I actually made like a double sloped roof. So as you can see, instead of just going straight up, you can add some depth to it, make it a little round. So that's a 26, 45, 26 with a 45 roof. And it gives kind of this nice little curve once you're finished with it. Again, don't mind the structure. I just did this so that I can keep it structurally sound. But if you follow the line on the inside here, you can see that we've got the outside piece of the 26 into the 45, and you can see that every time you go up, it starts your roof line 1 tile over. So you just want to follow your line up and kind of fill it in so that you've got some straight pins. On this side, I went with the reverse, just so you get a feel for it. Again, we're just going straight up with it, nothing too fancy. Now, the parts that I find the trickiest are where you're joining them together. So once this recess joins the other roof line. So what I did, left myself some stairs. But you can use these as scaffolding. So you can see I've got the roof lines up, and I just connected it with the actual roof piece. It left a small gap, but a lot of times I tie my structures together with these cross pieces, and they're gonna have a little bow tie look to them anyway. So all this is a line of the, what do they call them? The eye corners. These are the in corners, and that's an out corner. Okay. So the in corner straight up, and then it's just a 45 roof, or you could even maybe do, I like the 45 roof because it just kind of depends on which way you want your seam to go. And then nice and clean. Notice I've got some wood beams here. On a 45 roof, you slide a lot. So what I do is I put those down so it stops me someplace. And then when you're done, we're just going to tear them out. That way you've got a nice clean roof line. Okay guys, that's all I got for now. I hope I was able to help you out with some nice, easy starter bases until you can start exploring with some of the advanced building features. If you liked the video, help me out with a like, subscribe, maybe a comment. Hopefully I'll be having some more content coming here soon. I got a couple more ideas for you guys, but until then, have fun.